Hello students, we are going to start new lesson number 16 from economics, economic liberalization and globalization. During the 40 years of planning, that is 1951 to 1991, Indian economy was strictly followed by rules and restrictions or controls. India in this period had to face many economic problems like license from government to establish the industry, administrative intricacy. All this blocked the industrial development of India. When India became free in 1947, government adopted many policies, especially government started 5-year plans, one after the other, monetary policy, fiscal policy and industrial policy. Although many of these plans were completed, success was not attained, not got, in achieving the economic development in true sense. So government investigated the causes for failures and determined to give new form to different economic policies in order to correct the mistakes done in the past. As a result of this, the new industrial policy in 1991 was implemented. The three aspects of this new economic policy, that is liberalization and globalization. The three aspects of industrial policy or reforms of 1991 were liberalization, globalization and privatization. So the economic reformation started with the implementation of the new policy in July 1991. It is known as the new reforms. The main features of these reforms were liberalization, privatization and globalization. Now we learn in detail about each one. Now we learn economic liberalization. Economic liberalization means gradual reduction in restrictions and controls imposed by the government in public activities. Government gradually reduces the restrictions and controls imposed on private sector and encourages economic development. Main economic reforms related to liberalization. First one, there was reservation for 18 industries. For the industries other than this, compulsion to take government permission was removed. So first reform is abolition of licensing for industries except 18 reserved industries. Second reform, areas other than railways, atomic energy and defense were opened for private sector. All industries except railway, atomic energy and defense were given to private sector. Third reform was tradition of compulsory registration for industries was cancelled. Fourth one, provision to take government permission for setting up industries which do not cause pollution and are not dangerous for environment was cancelled. These are the 4 reforms taken as a part of economic liberalization. Reservation for 18 industries, abolition of licensing for industries except 18 reserved ones. All areas except railways, atomic energy and defense were handed over to private sector. Cancelled the practice of registration of industries. Permission for non-polluting and hazardous industries was cancelled. These are the reforms taken as a part of liberalization. Now we learn the advantage and disadvantages of liberalization. As a result of liberalization, private sector got an opportunity to make unconstrained development, which led to increase in production. It was an encouragement to the private sector because private sector got an opportunity to make unconstrained development, and this unconstrained development leads to more production. Because of accepting liberalization, global trade started getting encouragement and there has been increase in global trade. Third one, because of increase in foreign trade, there has been increase in reserve of foreign exchange. Fourth is internal infrastructural facilities increased due to liberalization. These are the advantages of liberalization. Encouragement to the private sector leads to more production. Impetus to the global trade. As a result of this, foreign exchange increased. Fourth is increase in infrastructural facilities. Now we learn disadvantages of liberalization. In spite of decrease in restrictions, monopoly could not be checked. Second one, as focus had only been paid on industrial sector, India has remained backward in development in agricultural field. Third, there has been increase in disparity of income. Fourth, because of increase in imports and decrease in exports, foreign debt has increased. Now we learn privatization. Privatization means transfer of ownership of an industrial unit from public to private owner. It also means the withdrawal of the state from an industry or sector partially or fully. That is privatization. Privatization means the process in which the ownership and management of industrial units under state control is handed over to the private sector. That is called privatization. Now, what are the different methods? First, those areas which are reserved for public sector are opened for private sector. Second is the ownership is in the hands of state and under its control and gives the charge of management to the private companies. Ownership is ownership of state-owned companies under its control and gives the charge of management to the private companies. Or opposite, the state keeps management on its hand and ownership is given to private company. In these two methods, privatization is carried out. First, the areas which are reserved for public sector opened for private sector. Then second one, regarding ownership of the companies and the management. If the state keeps ownership, then the management is given to private companies. If the state keeps management, ownership is given to private company. Now, what are the advantages and disadvantages of privatization? There is increase in number of production units to industrial sector. Because of privatization, number of production units are increased. Second is, production has been increased in capital intensive and consumer commodities due to privatization. Third is, working capacity of public sector has improved because of the privatization of public sector enterprise. These are the advantages of privatization. Increase the number of industries, increase in production in capital intensive and consumer industries. Third is efficiency of public sector industries increased because of the privatization of public sector enterprise. Now next we learn disadvantages. Increase in monopolies. Benefit is only for large scale industries. Third, it created the problem of inflation. Economic power has centralized as a result of privatization because of the evils of monopoly has increased. Second is, cottage industries have not developed properly due to globalization. Only large industries have been benefited. Third is, prices have not remained under control due to privatization. It leads to price rise or it created problem of inflation. These are the disadvantages of privatization. Increase the evils of monopoly, benefits only for large scale industries, and it created the problem of price rise. Globalization means the process of connecting the economy of India with the countries of the world. That is known as globalization. Globalization is related with foreign trade policy and foreign direct investment. So globalization is the process of connecting one country economy with the world economy. As a result of this, the flow of goods, services, technology and labor is easily available to the world. Now, what are the improvements taken or reforms taken as a result of globalization? First one, obstacles of trade between two nations have been removed. So, first reform is removal of restrictions in international trade. Second is, such a condition has been created so that the capital exchange can easily take place between two nations. Second reform is easy transfer of capital. Third, obstacles in the way of exchange of technology have been removed. Fourth, free exchange of labor may be there among different nations of world. These are the reforms brought by globalization: to removal of restrictions in international trade, easy transfer of capital, removal of restrictions in the transfer of technology, free movement of labor across the world. Now, there are two changes took place. Government done changes are done in industrial policy, fiscal policy and monetary policy. Fiscal policy, monetary policy you will learn in the coming chapters. What is meant by fiscal policy? What is meant by monetary policy? Fiscal policy means government's expenditure and how income is increased. Monetary policy, circulation of money, demand and supply of money in the market. That is monetary policy. So there took place changes in industrial policy, fiscal policy and monetary policy. Now we learn advantage and disadvantages of globalization. What are the advantages and disadvantages of globalization, or what are the effects of globalization? First one, foreign direct investment, that is known as FDI. The full form of FDI is foreign direct investment. It is encouraged because of globalization. Second, goods produced in the developed countries can easily get due to globalization. Easy availability of goods from the developed countries. Third one, developing countries like India could withstand competition at international level because of globalization. These are the three advantages. First is encouragement to FDI, that is foreign direct investment. Second is easy availability of goods from the developed countries. Third, developing nations like India could withstand international competition. Now what are the disadvantages of this globalization? Expected success has not attained to solve the problems of unemployment and poverty. Increase in unemployment and poverty, or the problem of unemployment and poverty, remained unresolved. Second is, developing countries have not get proper benefits of increase in exports which they could have required. Third, large scale industries have got more benefit while small scale industries have got less benefit. These are the disadvantages of globalization. Problems of unemployment and poverty remained unresolved, couldn't get benefits of increase in export, less beneficial to small scale industries. Now what are the impacts of globalization on Indian economy? First one, the efforts of globalization as a result of this high rate in increase, high growth rate, high rate in FDI are considered as the advantage, but disadvantage, we can say import increased, foreign debt increased, poverty and unemployment. These are the disadvantages. Now these are the three aspects of new industrial policy of 1991: liberalization, privatization and globalization. As a